Alright, so my name is Isaac Wynn. I am a fellow student network technician for NOC. And if you guys don't already know, NOC stands for Network Operations Center. You guys are going to be learning how to punch down today. Punching down is, basic concepts of punching down is taking this blue cable and attaching it to this jack, or a jack, I should say. So, this blue cable is called a Cat6 cable. Cat6 cables run at a speed of 10 gigabits a second. We used to use, a couple months ago, we used to use cables that were called Cat5e cables, but we recently made an upgrade because from an article, it's not from an article, but basically the speeds are faster. And in an article called Cat5e versus Cat6 on defend.com, it shows that Cat5e cables can only run 1,000 megabits a second, whereas Cat6 cables, the one I have in my hand, can run to 10 gigabits a second. And a lot of people are confused when they hear the term megabit and megabyte. I know I get confused when I hear it. I still get confused today when I hear megabits and megabytes. So, difference in megabit and megabyte, in another article called The Difference Between Megabit and Megabyte on opensignal.com, megabytes are used for file space, so it'll be like the file of a game or a video, and then megabits are used for download speed, so it's the speed at which you download said file. So you're downloading megabytes, apparently, technically. And now you will see that I have two jacks in my hand. Taken from our student handbook for NOC, we use the white jack. You tell it's white because it's white. We'll use the white jack for phone cable or phone lines. So if you're punching down for a phone, you'll be using this white jack. We use black jacks for computers and printers and etc. So we'll be using a black jack for mainly computers. Alright, and the tools you'll need to do a punch down will be your scissors, your stripper, and your punch down tool. Most important tool in order to punch down. Why it's called a punch down tool. Alright, and so you're going to begin this process by cutting off a couple inches usually. So let's say I have this cable. This is excess cable all up here, and I need to punch it down. I need to cut it to the appropriate length. So I'm going to cut it, let's say, right about there. Enough space for the next step. You always want to leave a little bit of extra cable. And so the next step is you're going to be using your stripper, or you can use a scissors for this part. And you're going to just slide the cable into the stripper like so. You guys see that? Mm-hmm. Alright. You guys are going to do one twist. You guys are going to take it off. And then it might not cut all the way through, that's okay, but you guys are just going to kind of like manipulate it and bend it. Okay, it didn't really cut through. So you're going to do another twist. Alright, okay, cool. Never mind, I'm going to use scissors for this part. I'm just going to kind of cut it like so. I'm going to take it off. And now you'll notice that I have four colors. There are four colors in this blue Cat6 cable. We have orange, blue, brown, and green. And what you just saw me do there is there was just a little plastic piece in there. It's just to separate these cables a little bit easier. So you're just going to rip that off. Next up you're going to do, you have to, when you're punching down, so let's say I'm punching down for a computer, what jack do I use?
A black jack.
There you go. Attaboy. And so I'm punching down for a computer. So what I'm going to be doing is first I need to figure out what building on campus that the jack is going to be belonging to. So let's say that I'm in, let's say I'm in Sandburg, or the Union. Let's say I'm in the Union. That building, I'm not sure what building that is, but let's say it's a B building. You'll notice that on these jacks, they have A or B.
Hey.
And so you're gonna have colors on these sides too. And you see where the colors are, that's where the colors for the cable or for the wire goes. And so I'm gonna take, so let's say it's an A building, so I'm gonna follow the A color pattern. And so I'm gonna take this blue cable, untwist it, and the fastest way to untwist these without hurting your fingers a lot is to take the excess, like the blue protective coating off, to just use as a guide. And I'm gonna just put the wire into the cable, like so. And then when you have all the wires in, I'm not gonna actually do all the wires, but when you have all the wires in, it's gonna look something, I'll just do one side. So just take the little protective case, just twist it for easy separation. And you're just gonna follow the color combination that says on the jack. Oh. Alright. And we're good. So now you're gonna take your punch down tool, and this is the most important part. When you're punching down, you want to be at a flat surface. So let's say even a wall. Like usually when you're punching down, you're going to be punching out into a wall. So use a wall as your punch down like plane. And when you're punching down, make sure that the yellow is always facing away from the jack. Because if it's facing in, you're going to cut the wire inside the jack, and it's just going to basically become a bad cable and a bad jack. And if you cut it, if you only have one opportunity to punch down, you're gonna have to do a whole nother cable pull, and that's just gonna take hours on end. So you don't want to do that. So make sure that the yellow is facing away, the punch down tool is straight up and down, and you just push down. And sometimes you're gonna need to punch down a couple of times because the wire doesn't cut like the first time. That way you can just twist it off, throw it away. I'm just gonna do that like for the whole jack. You want to make sure it's straight up and down because it's the easiest way to disconnect that excess cable. Because if you punch at an angle, it's only going to punch part of it instead of the whole cable. Alright. And that is how you punch down. Now, would anyone like to try to punch down?
Yeah, I'll try, yeah.
Alright, cool. So let's take this off. Alright, so the situation I'm going to present to you is we're going to have a phone, where you're going to be punching down for a phone in a B building. What jack do you use first?
A phone?
Yeah,
that's white, right?
Yeah, good job.
Yes.
So there's your white jack. And I'll let you have this. And now what's the first tool you're going to be using?
I cut it to
Yeah.
length in case I trim it, you know.
Trim it and make sure you have a proper amount of excess cable so you can use to punch down.
Can just strip it. Give myself enough room.
Yep. And the more you do this, the faster you'll become. And it's just the same task repeated over and over again. So. Just take it off. All right. Just rip the plastic piece off. You don't need that. Cool. All right. and then just for time's sake, I'll just have you punch down like one side.
That's fine.
Alright, cool. So you're gonna punch down, let's say you're in the Union, it's an A building, you're gonna push down A side, or the A color coding.
Alright, I'll do the left.
Alright, so
It's gonna be green, white. So green. Is this the green? No, it's brown. The white.
the green white is right there.
Orange, white.
And make sure the yellow's facing away. Awesome. And straight up and down. See if it doesn't come out, if it doesn't like rip apart easily, if you're twisting it and like the cable isn't coming apart, or the wire's not coming apart, just keep twisting it or punch it down a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, let me see how you did now. Alright, so you see how
I think I put two wires in one. Let's
yeah,
be
that's fine.
honest.
That's fine. But you see how
Oh, man.
sometimes the cable is like not all the way down? See that? That would be a bad punch down. It wouldn't get the full like connection. So you would, to fix that, you'd either push it in with this, or you could use a stripper, and you see how there's the little tip right there? You would just push it down a little bit. And so then all the cables would be pushed down, and you finally put your cap in, and it should work. And that is how you punch down a Cat6 cable.
Thank you for your time.
God, that was